welcome back to another episode of Two Idiot Girls.
Woo-hoo!
Okay, we've inducted a new
ceremony.
Yeah, that we're gonna
Tradition.
do. We're gonna try and do every episode. One thing about us, we love a good fun drink.
I love a silly drink.
I tell you what.
I literally told Dason this the other day. I cannot drive without a drink.
No. I have to have my coffee, my water, and then my fun drink.
Yeah.
And if I already had coffee for the day, then it's water and my fun drink.
Yeah, like if I've already had coffee and I've already drank a lot of water, I'm like, I need to find something else.
It's time
something
for a fun drink.
Yeah, so I'll like stop for a tea or something, like a boba.
Yeah, boba, yeah.
Yeah, like anything.
Jay likes it, yeah.
I love boba.
I'll get the little jelly teas. I like those. Those are
I love
good.
those too. Those are fire. Yeah, like lychee jelly.
Yeah.
Woo! So good. Anyways, so now we're going to try a fun, silly drink every time.
So these are the Olipop sodies.
Yeah, so I've been seeing these all over the Whats, TikTok, and Instagram.
All over the talk.
And I was like, those can't be good. Because I don't, like, fun fact about me, I don't fuck with LaCroix. And that's what it seemed like to me was LaCroix.
It's considered a hate crime if you really think about it. The gays live for good sparkling water, I tell you what.
I'm like, the only sparkling water I've had that I actually enjoy is Liquid Death. For some reason, I can't get behind LaCroix. I've tried.
But you like Perrier.
Yeah, I love Perrier.
It's just LaCroix. Can you believe it? It's annoying.
Well, even that.
What's Spindrift? You don't like Spindrift, right?
No, the bubbly. I don't like that one either.
Oh, okay.
So, like, anyways, long story short, I finally tried this at an event, and it was fire.
What flavor of Olipop did you try? I think mine was like ginger something.
Mine was like watermelon something.
Or strawberry something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was watermelon something.
Oh, okay.
Yours, you had like a ginger lime or something.
Yeah, so good.
Both of them were fire. So I was like,
Our
okay.
mom had the watermelon one, and it was really good.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so they taste like soda. Cool. Sounds good.
But not really.
But not really. So, but they're not LaCroix. They're like in between. Okay. Anyways, all of that to say, we're trying the Olipop classic root beer flavor. We haven't tried it yet.
Yeah. This is a live
Taste
reaction.
test.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow, that's a lot creamier than I thought it would be.
Yeah. That's a little vanilla-y for my taste.
I taste Splenda. Do you taste Splenda?
It almost... The second sip is better.
Yeah, you're right. My tongue has been coated.
You know what's funny is... Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
We should have cheers before.
These are good. What would you rate them out of 5? I give
5 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could also be 5, but okay.
What a random number.
Yeah, 1 to 5.
I feel like you're saying that like it's normal and
like
it's not.
when you rate a movie, you do a 5-star review.
Interesting.
Anyways, okay, I guess Olipop score out of 10. So I'd give this a strong 8. Maybe a 7.
I'd give it like a 6.
Yeah.
It's just a little too creamy for me, but you know what? Root beer used to be my drink. That used to be the drink that I used to get all the time.
And mine was Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, so now since I grew up and now I drink Diet Coke or Diet Dr. Pepper, preferably Diet Dr. Pepper is like my drink. So
I know there's only one left in my fridge and it's just sitting there waiting for a fun occasion. Fun fact, the other day I was eating Chipotle and I swallowed a tortilla chip before I had really chewed on it.
Oh my God.
It was literally stuck in my throat like the SpongeBob meme with the reed in Squidward's throat.
She texted me this saga, so that's why I'm uninterested.
And I Googled it and I literally Googled what to do when a tortilla chip's stuck in your throat and it said to drink soda or something bubbly because something about it like breaks it up really
like
fast.
Dissolve it.
1 sip of Diet Dr. Pepper, donezo.
Life-saving hack.
I'm not joking.
Keep soda on hand in case you eat a chip too fast and you start to choke.
It whole.
Yeah, she texted me that whole saga and then I text her back, go to bed.
It was also 11 p.m. So
yeah.
I don't blame her for saying that to me.
Yeah. Anywho.
Okay,
yeah, strong 6. It's a little creamy for my liking. I kind of wish I tried a different flavor.
If you have fun drinks like these that we could buy at the store,
oh my God, yeah, please
put them in the chat below. They're like your favorite drink. Put them in there, and we will judge you and say, "I think you're dumb."
Let's try a silly. Well, give us a recommendation if you have a silly drink you'd like us to try that it looks like we haven't. Mm-hmm. So,
like when you you like get Starbucks in the morning, and then you feel like getting it again, but you shouldn't have coffee.
Yeah.
What fun silly drink are you gonna get with no caffeine? They don't have Olipops there.
That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna have to get a tea.
And it's vitamins.
Yeah, it has. What is
That's
it?
That's a prebiotic, I think.
Prebiotics, whatever. Like it says prebiotics, botanicals. Okay. Plant fiber. Fun.
Honestly, like that. None of that makes any sense to me. But like, if you told me, I'd be like, sure.
Olipop, more like Ollie Stop. I love this.
All right, let's get into this episode.
Okay, so we're doing a part 2 for all of your burning questions for us. I hope a lot of you enjoyed part 1.
Yeah.
Someone said, not me getting excited because you picked my question, and then you said that everyone asked you that question. So do you guys fight?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We
no.
do get questions like that.
We never fight. The other episode was a lie. All right, so let's get into these questions for realsies.
Okay.
So this first one's from Sydney, and she said, if you could be on a reality show, what would it be?
The Great British Baking Show.
I knew you were going to say that.
Immediately.
Yeah, I agree.
Immediately. I need no other.
Did you watch the new one for this week?
I did, but I fell asleep before the end. So,
okay.
But I know it's bread week, and I will finish it.
Pretty intense.
Most likely today. I will finish it today.
I literally started on episode 2 and then didn't finish it, but I finished episode 3, so I don't feel the need to go back and rewatch episode 1.
Why would you start on episode 2?
Because when I was at mommy's house and she was like, and I'm like, I haven't watched the first one, and she was like, it's okay. And just kept watching the second one. So I was like, okay.
That show is easily like, if they're like, picture your happy place, it's there for me. In
the
personally.
10?
Yeah.
I know. I just love the hosts, and I just love everyone so
The
much.
ambiance, the vibes.
I tried the junior version, but do they have the same hosts?
I have no idea. I've never watched
I
that
don't
one.
think they do, and I don't think they have the same people judging. So I was like, why would I watch this?
Yeah, pointless.
Yeah. I'm not watching this.
No, honestly, that'd be the show I'd be on.
Yeah.
With zero baking skills.
I was telling mommy that I think that you and Billy should be Noel and Matt for Halloween. Or Noel and Matt, sorry, I said
Noel and Matt.
that would be
we should
funny.
be Paul and Prue. And we've, believe it or not, we've already entertained that costume several times, but we both want to be Paul.
Oh.
So we're at a standstill. We're at a stalemate, the two of us.
You're telling me Billy doesn't want to be Prue? That doesn't make
She's
sense
taller
to
than
me.
him. It makes sense. I told him I want to be Paul and I want to go around handing out handshakes all night. And he literally was like, I want to be Paul. And that's why we haven't done that costume.
Yeah.
We've already thought about it.
I tear up every time he does a handshake.
Me too.
And it's so annoying because I know when he's going to do it too since I've watched it so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like, yep, I knew it. And
I
then
tear up when they tear up because their friends go home. Like they're like, I just like love them. They're just like, oh man, I just feel like it should have been me. Like they're so understanding and loving.
I don't know if you ever get like people, or season 2, the last season that they had.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever get, I always get Lizzie from that season, and she's best friends with Freya, and they're roommates.
I know it in the little epilogue.
Yeah, I know it showed them leaving, but I didn't know they were like, it showed them. I've seen them now on my TikTok.
Yeah, they
which is
just
really cute.
they're friends with all of the people on their season, or most of them anyway, because they went and visit them. Yeah, it's starting to taste worse a little bit.
If you just put your nose right there and sniff that Olipop,
Cream.
it smells like ass. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I can eat that. I changed my 8 to a 4.
Yeah, that's why I said a 6 because it's like good, but if you go a little too long without it, I bet you my breath is hot, bro. I bet you
That's why I took a sip and then I was all smelling it.
I bet you my breath is
Bro.
hot. Anyways,
Don't buy this one. It's nasty.
yeah, that's the reality show I would be on for sure.
I kind of would want to be on Love Island, but I'd want to host it.
I would love to host Love Island.
Just to stir up shit.
I don't want to host Love Island. I want to be the guy that's commentating.
Yeah, the narrator.
That's mean
Yeah.
and makes fun of them. I want to be that
Did you
guy.
know he's married to the host?
That's
in real
funny.
life?
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
When they replaced Caroline Flack, they picked his wife. I think she also does hosting, obviously. But
That's cool.
That's his wife.
I didn't know that. I think that yeah, Love Island. I'd want to. Yeah, for sure. I'd want to like host or.
But
like,
you're the
commentate.
narrator, and then I'm the host.
That'd be hilarious. I agree.
There you go.
Yeah, we're like Noel and Matt.
Yeah.
At that point, in Love Island.
Perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. This one says, what do you not like about each other? I don't like that question. How about that?
That's
Dummy.
what do I not
Silly
like?
goose.
I don't like what I don't like about Dason is I don't like that she settles when she dates.
All right.
I don't like that about her.
You know what? I don't like that we're doing like that trend ring. I just love how you. I don't like that you wait to the last possible second to tell me that something's wrong, and then I'm walking into a burning house.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
that sounds about right.
That's that. Are you a Sag moon? What's
No,
your moon?
I'm a Cancer moon.
I think that's your Sag rising because
Yeah.
Sagittarius people tend to be pretty hard-headed.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
my Virgo's also on know-it-all, so there you go.
Never mind. It's that.
Yeah. It's more so that am so entrenched and like attached to like making things work no matter what, that like I wither away mentally, and then I don't tell anyone until it's too late.
And then I'm here and I'm like, why are we crying? What's going on?
There you go.
Yeah. So I think we can answer this one though. What are red flags in big threes? This is from Hannah.
A red flag?
Yeah. I mean, we always talk.
It really just depends on what you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to tell you what would be a red flag for you because it really just depends on your big three.
No, a red flag to you. Like if someone read you their big three.
No, I know. Oh, okay. So I can tell you what's a red flag to me.
That's what she's saying.
But that could be different. I'm just saying take it with a grain of salt because that could be different for you.
Mm-hmm. She said, in your opinion.
Well, you guys already know my Capricorn slander. Yeah. So Capricorn's a big one, but there's a big asterisk next to it because again, the big three has to be balanced.
Grace Dog, someone asked her, why do you hate Capricorns today? Mm-hmm. And she said, I just hate how like you guys are just like always so like in social situations. She called us fun suckers.
I fucking told you.
I know. And then I said, not me refusing to claim this as a Capricorn moon. And she said, well, isn't your sun a Sagittarius, so it kind of bounces.
That's what I'm saying. It just depends. Yeah. Because I have friends who are Capricorn suns, but they have a balanced big three. But they do also have the qualities that I don't fucking like about Capricorn. Sure. But I love them dearly because they're good people. But I would say I do love Aries people. You guys stress me out. Yeah. Because I've described it before that Aries people are like when you have impulsive thoughts. When you're like, what if I just, like if you pick up your dog and you're like, what if I just threw him across the room? I'm not saying Aries people do that, but those impulsive thoughts, a lot of times, like that's how you make decisions. You have impulsive thoughts, you give into them immediately. Yeah. And then you're like, I'll figure it out later. I, as a Virgo, can't handle that. Sure. I cannot. I simply do not and will not and shan't deal with that. For a green flag, I really like Cancers. I feel like I fuck with Cancers. Yeah, Cancer women especially. Yeah. Cancer women are elite. Cancer women I vibe with Cancer women so heavy. Like me too. We just get each other. But I'm also a Cancer moon. And I'm a Cancer. But I love Scorpios. I do too. Every Scorpio I've met, I've really loved. I fucking love Scorpios. Yeah. Like Cammy's a Scorpio. Chris Clemens is a Scorpio. Like. I love my Scorpios. There's like someone else, I just can't think of it off the top of my head. My Scorpios are fire. Mm-hmm. Honestly, like they're so fun to hang out with, so chill. And honestly, every Scorpio I've met is like the coolest fucking person. Yeah, like they're so cool, which I'm like, damn, that person's cool. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you see someone and you're like, that person's fucking cool. Like that's how I think about all Scorpios, honestly. Let me think. I'm trying to think if I have red flags since I am in the dating world. Leos. I mean, it's a flag of sorts, if you will. It's a pink flag. Yeah. Because it could go one of two ways. But like Dason attracts Leos. But they're also like she's been attracting bad ones. So like let's hope. Not all the Leos. Like Emily Grayson's a Leo and she's not a bad Leo. But I know, but I'm talking about in your dating life, babe. Sure. Yeah, like you're attracting only bad ones. Like Leos for me, they're either hot or cold. Yeah. Leos are either so open and loving and giving and like a good fucking time. Or they're the most selfish people you've ever fucking met in your life. It's like one or the other. Yeah. Like it's like the most extreme. So well, it's not just being selfish because they're known for being like very like prideful in how they look. Yeah, so like vain. So they're vain. So either they like to take care of themselves or like they think every time they walk in a room, everyone wants to sleep with them. Honestly, I think but I also think the vanity goes across the board, whether they're good or bad. Yeah. They're bougie and they're vain. Like, and bougie is obviously relative. It just depends on what you consider bougie. Bougie. Oh my God. What's in this drink? Hello? I'm feeling kind of fucked up. Do you remember that Vine where she goes? I don't know. It was probably fucked up. Yeah, and it said, what were you like when you were born? Do you remember what it was like when you were born? Yeah, she goes, I don't know. I was probably fucked up. She's like, and her name was literally just Nut. I hope you're doing well, babe. Me too. Wherever you are in the world. Anyways, yeah, those are like some green and red flags. Para me.
For any, like, so let's just think of men. What are
All of them are bad.
all of the signs?
Yeah, the
For
worst
men?
one's Virgo.
Yeah, I would say Virgo, and then would you say
An Aries man is next. For me. For me. Aries men irritate the fuck out of me. Like
Sure.
they are so irritating. It's like unbelievable. And everybody loves them. And it feels like as a Virgo, I'm the only one who sees how annoying they are.
I feel like we're being gaslit into not why we don't like them. They're
Yeah, and you know what's funny is I attract Aries men as like friends.
Sure.
Like Aries men flock to me, I think because they think it's funny that they irritate me so much. And then we vibe, like we get along. But like they're fucking annoying. Like Aries men, they stress me out. I don't want to say annoying, but they stress me out because I'm a Virgo. So, you know what I mean? But Virgo men are at the top of my list. Like every Virgo man, stay far away from me, bitch. Like I even said too, like when you like every Virgo man is like the most competitive person you've ever met in your fucking life.
I think Aries is up there too, though.
Yeah, they're very competitive, but they
Yeah.
have a little bit more fun. Virgo men like are it's like it's the World
If
Series.
I don't win, you're gonna have to kill me.
Yeah, and it's literally like I hope that you're comfortable with losing all the pieces to your board game, because if they're losing, they're gonna throw it across the fucking room and you're gonna lose every single piece. You know what I mean? So Virgo men are the worst. I've been saying that. When all that Liam Payne drama happened, I said that man's a Virgo.
Every time we talk about Virgo men, we bring him up. Him and Nick Jonas.
I'm telling you right now.
They both did the face, huh? With the wrinkled forehead.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. If I like all peace, all love, like I genuinely would love to meet the Jonas Brothers. But I know for a fact if me and Nick were like ever hanging out casually, we'd get into at least 2 fights, at least minimum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We start throwing hands, just the two of us.
Jesus. Okay. This next one's from, I think it's Bayla. And they asked, what is the most racist thing anyone has ever said to you?
Fuck.
I'm trying to think.
Dude, I don't know.
I have one. You want to hear it? So my whole life, I feel like I've been perceived by non-Polynesian people to be Mexican, which is fine.
Yeah.
I've never been offended by it.
And by non-Polynesian people, she means white.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Even like, yeah, exactly. So
I know the story you're going to tell.
Yeah. So I went to school in Oregon, which is predominantly white. And one time I went to get a pedicure, which people in Oregon don't do. And I don't understand why.
That's strange.
I think because it rains and you don't really wear open-toed shoes. But I'm like, but then what do the dogs look like inside your shoes? I would like to know.
I don't want to know.
But anyways, I went one time and a white guy did my feet, which should have been my first red flag because what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
So he's doing my feet and he's talking to me the whole time, which is my second red flag. Yeah. Why are you talking to me?
Especially men. Jason hates talking to strange men.
Especially white men. So I'm sitting there and I can't leave because he's touching my feet, right? Yeah. And so he's like, we're talking about like moving and like living there. Like, I think he was from Eugene. So we're talking about a bunch of different stuff. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, he goes, hey, can I practice my Spanish on you? And then I go, what? And he goes, yeah, don't you speak Spanish? I've never told him I speak Spanish. Yeah. And then I go, why would you practice on me? And he goes, well, aren't you Mexican? And and I'm learning on Duolingo.
He's like, habla español.
¿Tú entiendes? And then I was like,
comprende?
He's all, eres mexicano? And I'm like, nope, I'm not Mexican.
Eres mexicana? Yeah. That's too advanced for him.
And I'm like, nope, I'm not Mexican. And I'm like, I do kind of speak Spanish though. And he goes, cool, let me practice on you. Didn't even and then I was too embarrassed. And I was like, yeah, muy bueno.
Dude.
That was probably the most racist thing that's ever happened to me.
I genuinely...
There's probably others, but that's like the first one that always comes to mind.
I don't know if you can consider this racist. I mean, it is, but like, I guess we'll see.
Every day you exist on TikTok.
Dude, so yeah, I just talk about being called Drew Buffalo, which is for sure racist. Yeah. But anyways, so when I was in college, I took a Pacific Island Studies course, right? When I was a freshman in college. And I loved that class because I learned so much about like, I knew a fair amount about Polynesia, but I learned way more about like Micronesia, Melanesia, right? and just the diaspora. I learned like so much shit. And in my class, who's the fucking bitch that went to Samoa and wrote that novel?
Her name, write this down, is Margaret Mead.
That's what it is. I kept saying Jane Goodall and I'm all, that's chimps.
That's it's literally my hero.
That's monkeys. Anyways.
No, and she studied gorillas. Get your facts straight.
Anyways.
Not anyways, but okay.
Potato, tomato.
Margaret Mead.
Yeah, Margaret Mead. So she, for those of you who don't know, Margaret Mead went and studied us as if we were animals.
Monkeys?
Yeah, like if we were as if we were non-humans. And came back and wrote like a tell-all about Samoa. And the whole fucking thing was bullshit. Like, she made up so much fucking shit. It's unbelievable. Like, she just went there and fucking stuck her white nose on our fucking business and then came back to the mainland and essentially wrote this thing as if it was fact, and it's been passed down for like generations. So to this day, there are still things from that tell-all that like Samoan people constantly have to be like, no.
Yeah, and have white people ask them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that happened to me too.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think this qualifies as being racist, but you tell me. We were learning about Margaret Mead. Mind you.
Racist.
Yeah, mind you, my teacher, bless her, she was so nice. But she was like very like, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, she was not immediately like, this is fucking bullshit. She was like,
white?
No, she wasn't.
Oh,
She
okay.
was Chamorro.
Okay.
So I think she was just trying to leave it open to see, like, to open the discussion is what my gut tells me. And there were white people in this class. And she went to Samoa. So like at the time I was the only Samoan person in the class. Like there were other brown people in there, but they were not Samoan. So my class was small. It was really small. And so then she was like, is anyone in here Samoan? And I was like, right. And then she's like, oh, let's talk about it, whatever. And then I had a white girl say, oh yeah, I know all about Margaret Mead, blah, blah, blah. Like she was a fan. Red flag. And then she tells me,
she would be. She
goes, yeah, I know everything about Samoa. I'm like, word?
Samoa.
Yeah, Samoa. Yeah, she wasn't even saying it right. She's like, and I'm like, oh, word? She's like, yeah. But I did want to ask a question. And I was like, sure. And she said, has anyone in your family, any men like that were born and identify as men, were they raised? Oh, because that's why. If there was this thing she wrote.
Son,
yeah, if you have all sons and no daughters, she was like, has anyone in your extended family been raised to be a woman? And I was like, what? Poor Kay, right? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh yeah, in Margaret Mead's thing, it says that if you bore all sons and no daughters.
Even then, if you have, like, we have the youngest son is our brother.
No, I know, but more specifically, she wrote if there's no women, because in the gender roles within Samoan culture are men cook and clean, women take care of the elderly and babies, right? So if there's no women, who's going to take care of the elderly and who's going to take care of the babies?
The youngest son. That's what we do.
Yeah. So they said they assign those roles to the youngest son and they raise him as a woman. And then that's what they're conflating, like what she conflating is the third gender, which is a fa'afafine. So like she doesn't understand that because she's a fucking dumbass.
But even then,
Margaret Mead.
Youngest son won't automatically grow up.
And it's like, what? Like that's not even remotely true. Like I think it was her trying to explain why the fa'afafine exist within our culture instead of just understanding that they're a third gender. She was like, oh, no sons or no daughters, raise him as woman. Like, so fucking stupid. So she's like, yeah, has that happened in your family? Is that common? She asked me. And I go, is it common to raise men who identify as men as women? And she said, yeah. I go, no, that's not true. And she said, oh, no, but it is true. So maybe it's just like a generational thing. And I go, no, it's not true. And I started getting mad. And then when I left, I called my dad, who's full Samoan and was raised in Samoa. I called him and I said, can you believe this fucking bitch? And I said, just so I know, that's not true, is it? Because I know it's not, but just to be sure. My dad goes, no, that's not fucking true. And he said he's heard that too.
Yeah, my freshman year, I had a white girl on my rugby team ask me, hey, don't you have a little brother? And I said, yeah. And she said, are you guys going to raise him to be a woman? And then I was like, well, see, what does that mean? And she said, well, we learned that in Samoa, they raised the youngest son to be a woman. And then I said, why would my parents do that? That doesn't make any sense.
You see how it, like, over time, it, like, dilutes? Like, I know. And it was supposed to be for gender roles, and then now it's just, like, if the last child is a boy. Yeah. Like, what?
So then I asked my dad, and he goes, why would we do that? And he goes, think of my youngest brother. Is he a woman? And I go, well, no. Then I took a Pacific Island Studies class when I was a senior, and we talked about that a lot. Yeah. And what was funny about it, too, is that there were reports, too, of other Samoan people that were living in Samoa at the time. Yeah. That were doing stupid shit around her.
To be funny.
And then she believed it was real.
And she wrote it as fact.
So I wouldn't be surprised if someone was like, I'm the youngest son of 5 daughters, and I'm, to be funny.
And you know what? I wouldn't put it past them. No. Because one thing about Samoans, they can't take shit serious. And that's just a fact.
They're gonna be ridiculous.
They're gonna make a joke, and they're gonna commit to the bit. Yeah. I'll tell you that. So I wouldn't be fucking surprised. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, I would say that's probably the most racist thing, other than like just generally like, where are you from?
Yeah, no, really.
And then I go California, and they're like, no, but where are your ancestors from?
Sure.
Fucking, I don't know. I know where yours are from. That's what I said.
They're not from here.
They're not from here. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, this next one's from Eddie, and she wants to know, what is the most noticeable thing that you two see in each other that's changed the most since high school or college? She also said, and Drew, why did you say no to Peely for prom? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. So we'll do that first, because that's easy. Tell the people why.
I don't think I can, dude.
We just had like friend things going on.
I can't tell you. I will not tell you why, but I will say this. It was friends. And I will say this too. I wish I had said yes, because my prom experience,
we all remember,
was the worst night of my life.
You and me both. I think that night I was all, I think I'm a lesbian. This is awful.
Add it to the fucking list of reasons why they are always at the top of my fucking vendettas, bro. Like men in general.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Men in general. Like, fucking A.
So that's your answer to your first question, Eddie. And then the second part, what is the most noticeable thing that you two have seen in each other that's changed the most since high school or college? You're all, well, for one, you're gay.
I guess your affinity to liking women. I would say, I don't know, like, I feel like in both of us, it's just like our intellect and empathy as a whole. Like, our understanding of the world in general has vastly grown since
especially
we were in
high school.
Yeah, like, we already talked about this in a previous episode, but we both used to be pick-me's, as we all were at one point. And if you say you weren't, you're a fucking liar.
Or you're probably still a pick-me.
and you can't self-diagnose.
Use your wake-up call, babe.
Yeah. We were all a pick-me at one point. I would say our understanding of the world as a whole, and our empathy towards others, and understanding of humor, what's funny and what's not, that's like vastly changed since we were in high school.
Yeah.
College, I would say we just got more responsible, I guess.
I don't think I've changed that much since college. I think I'm...
Me either. Yeah. I mean, like, knowledge-wise, no. I would say, like... I mean, that's not true. I definitely learned more since college, but, like...
I think, for me, the thing I've noticed the biggest difference in you since high school is, I think, your know-it-allness has dialed down, like...
Oh, that's a great one.
A bazillion points.
That's a great one, yeah.
I think your willingness to understand if you're wrong or something has grown a lot.
That's a great one. No, that's actually really true. And this is so fucking funny, because what changed that for me, like, the biggest thing that changed for me was one of my best friends in college is one of the biggest know-it-alls I've ever met in my entire life. And she knows that, and I've told her many fucking times. Yeah. And her and I would fight all the fucking time, and I'm not even kidding you. I would look at her and I'd be like, that's what I look like. That's intolerable. I can't do it. I'm not even kidding you.
What's funny is she's an Aries too. Yeah. So like she's not even a Virgo.
She was quite literally a mirror to me, and I was like, that's horrible. I can't be that way. And I remember thinking to myself, I can't believe I had friends. I wasn't a bad person. I was just like, I was a fucking know-it-all. Like, it's just, it is what it is. It comes with the fucking Virgo territory, unfortunately.
It's easier to just be like, I don't know.
But see, no shit. I'm not even kidding you though. Like, I was that girl that like, if I was convicted, you would have to kill me before I said I was wrong. Mm-hmm. Like, you were gonna have to kill me. Mm-hmm. That's a great one. That has for sure changed.
Yeah.
Thank fucking God, dude.
I think that's the biggest thing and
that's also another reason why I could have never been in a relationship with Billy when we were in high school or after, like right after high school.
No, it happened when it was supposed to.
Yeah, because like he was a big know-it-all too, so that would have been a fucking nightmare. That would have burned to ashes immediately.
I don't even know that I would say he was a know-it-all. I think he just like couldn't take anything seriously. If
that's
that
true.
Sense.
Which
so
is
he would he would like dick around. So like he knows you're getting mad because you think you're right, and then he would like instigate a little bit.
He is kind of a know-it-all too, but like it's different.
Yeah,
it's not as bad as me. He's know-it-all like randomly. But for the most part, he's the most like, I don't know, about everything.
Yeah.
That's how Dason is too, about shit. That's the Capricorn, because she just literally goes, I don't know.
Unless I like really know, I'll go,
no, because she like immediately doesn't care. So she's like, I don't care. So whatever. Like, so she had that really early on. I didn't have that till I was like fucking 19, but...
Even then, girly. I don't know.
No, and it tapered.
Kidding,
it tapered. Yeah. It like was like this, and it literally went to a point. Yeah. Thank God. I think for you, it's your confidence more than anything in who you are as a person, because I think that Dason was so demure and so shy and so non-confrontational that she would kind of mold to whatever other people were doing, or kind of mirror it to an extent, because she also walked to the beat of her own drum, but very specifically. Like, it wasn't everything, it was only specific things that you were like, no, this is what I like. But for the most part, I think she used to blend a lot, and now I think you've like really like 180'd from what you used to love and care about to now it's like whatever you care about and you love. So that's why like I think that's probably the biggest thing for you.
All right, friends, we're going to take a quick little break for a little ad moment, and this is with our friends at Pretty Litter. So me, Dason, I have 2 little cats, and they are treated like humans in my house. Those are my sons, and I will treat them as such. And so with my kids, I like to spoil them and buy them things that either bring them joy or bring me joy. And one of my favorite ways to spoil my cats is with Pretty Litter. And so one of my favorite things about Pretty Litter is that they have a health detector within it. So when my cats are healthy, that makes me happy. But since I'm not a mind reader, I don't always know when they are healthy. So helping me know that my cats are healthy is just one reason that I use Pretty Litter. So honestly, the biggest difference between Pretty Litter and conventional litter to me is that it comes in this little tiny bag. It's not dusty or powdery. It's not even scented really. It literally looks like tiny little like pieces of glass, but they don't hurt, if that makes sense. So they use a super light crystal base, which minimizes mess and dust. Plus the crystals last up to a month, which means less scooping and fewer trips to the garbage can. The coolest thing about Pretty Litter is that it changes colors to help detect early signs of potential illnesses in my cats, including urinary tract infections and kidney issues. The health detector is super important to me because my cats are little independent men who don't tell me when anything's wrong until it's almost too late, if that makes sense. So I love that the litter gives me a heads up on if something can go wrong with them or if they need to go to the doctor and things like that. I also love that Pretty Litter ships free to my door in a small, lightweight bag. So Pretty Litter helps keep my cat healthy and keeps odors down. You and your cat are going to love Pretty Litter as much as we do. Go to prettylitter.com/2idiotgirls to save 20% on your first order. That's prettylitter.com/2idiotgirls to save 20%. prettylitter.com/2idiotgirls. Now back to the episode. This is from Chloe, and she said, have either of you accidentally clogged a toilet at someone's house? Either you didn't know them very well, or was it your first time over? If so, how did you handle it? And yes, I have a lot of traumatizing, hilarious stories between my sisters and I about clogging toilets. Have you ever clogged a toilet at someone else's house? Like on some Dumb and Dumber shit?
As far as I know. I mean, there have been some scares for me sometimes.
Yeah.
Where I thought it wasn't going to go down.
I think I've only ever done it at my mom's house. I don't think I've ever done it at someone else's house that I can think of.
I don't even want to say that I've never done that because I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm someone who started cleaning when I was young, so I knew how to plunge a toilet.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, same.
From a young age, I knew how to plunge a toilet.
Maybe I've never been scared to clog it because I'm like, if the plunger's there, I got it from here. I know how to turn the water line off. I know how to get it going.
Yeah, listen.
I'm a pro.
This isn't my first time, you know what I mean?
Some would call me a pro.
I don't have any stories, but I wish I did.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Okay, this one's from Becky, and she said, what books have made an impact on you and why? Some of mine are The Book Thief, The Secret Life of Bees, and What Happened to You by Oprah Winfrey. I will say, Drew likes to describe movies to me in such a bizarre way. Was it The Book Thief or was it The Dressmaker? Is that what it was called? What was the one? Remember?
With Kate Winslet?
I think so.
That was The Dressmaker.
Yeah. I thought it was The Book Thief. It wasn't.
The guy dies in the grain.
I don't remember.
In the silo. Remember I told you, I was like, he falls in, dude, and drowns. Suffocates. Whatever the fuck you call it. Yeah. You literally recorded me telling you that story.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. It wasn't The Book Thief, huh? Okay.
No, it was The Dressmaker, not The Book Thief.
No, you also... Okay, so a book that's made an impact on both of us is Daring Greatly by Brene Brown.
Oh,
I have seen some of a discussion on people like her and Glennon Doyle. It's like basically the same type of like white feminist type thing.
I feel that.
And they're saying that
Listen, I read it with a grain of salt because
Yeah.
I figured, you know what I mean? But that's, I figured. I feel like that's not entirely intentional. I think they just can't help it sometimes.
Yeah. Or
they
like,
only
just
know
like
what they know.
Their advice can only apply to like wealthy white women.
To an extent, yeah.
But
I think that's fair.
I would say Daring Greatly, I thought could apply to anyone.
Yeah, no, Daring Greatly, that one is extremely applicable, like in many ways. That book changed me when I read it, and that because it could apply to my life, and it was something that I read that book after I got fired. And
even though I gave it to her before she got fired.
Yeah,
or let her borrow it.
And then I had a lot of time because of the pandemic. So there you go. But I read it then because I, was in a transitionary period in my life, and I had never felt more lost. And I am not someone who's ever lost. I'm not someone who struggles to know what I'm going to do or who I am. So I'd never felt like that before. That book came at me at the perfect time. I read that when I needed it the most. I do think that it's fair to say that like some of the advice is kind of like, and I'm not talking about the book, but like outside of that is kind of like those like Gary V videos when they're like, why don't you just get off your ass? Like it's like shit that's like, well, duh. Like
hers have never felt like
hers
that
have never felt like that.
But
that's an extreme comparison.
I will say women like Glennon Doyle or Rachel, whatever her face, it's like, girl, wash your face or whatever. That one girl.
I don't know that girl.
I can't think of her name. If you do know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She has a book called Girl, Go Wash Your Face. And then the next one's like something similar to, I'm going to look it up. But she was caught for saying, I think she said something kind of racist. And then people go, I can't believe you're racist. And you can't believe a white woman who's built her entire platform off being that relatable white girl that everyone likes. Girl, go wash your face. I'm going to look it up while you're talking.
I just think that is to be expected.
Rachel Hollis. It's literally called.
Oh, I've heard that name.
It's literally called Girl Wash Your Face.
Okay.
And I think it was like on a live or something because it went viral on TikTok.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
She said something kind of messed up and I can't remember what it was, but I was like, why are we surprised? I'm not going to read something that says go wash your face.
I think that's to be expected, to be honest, with anyone who's like any sort of life coach of any kind and they're not a person of color, like, or a black person. I think that's to be expected because they only know what they know. Like their lens is very, very white and that's just what comes with it.
Advice from women like that remind me of like that TikTok you sent me today, that when people are dancing with that filter in the True Jackson VP song, and it's like the fat leaving my body when someone says you're not that big. Or like someone that said when people tell me don't be sad, this is the depression leaving my body.
Yeah, exactly. It's like obvious shit. It's like, well, yeah, I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I don't see Brene Brown's book as that. That's not what it was, at least for me. Mm-hmm. And it was very applicable to my life because most of it is just mental. You know what I mean? Like it's just like a mental thing. So I loved that book. I felt like it really did change my perspective on myself, on my goals, like what I really want in life. all that kind of shit. But I do get it. I think that's a fair assessment. I'm not gonna argue with you because it's what do you expect is what I think.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, well, yeah, you know what I mean. Michelle Obama's memoir.
Oh, is that good?
Loved it. So fucking good. So inspiring. Oh my God, she's just unbelievable.
I've read both of JVN's books.
I've never read those, but I would love to.
They're both really good. There's a lot of, especially in the first one, there's a lot of like kind of heavy stuff in it.
I think that's why I didn't read it.
Yeah, but the second one is really cute. There's still a lot of heavy stuff in it because we all live very complicated lives.
Yeah, especially JVN.
But yeah, both of them are really good. I really enjoyed both of those.
Yeah.
I read The Chronology of Water by Lydia Yuknevich. She's like a famous writer. I think she went to University of Oregon and like I think grew up in and around Eugene.
Is that your friend Austin's favorite book?
Yeah, it was one of my friend Austin was like his favorite book, and I finally read it this year. It's really good, really heavy, and sometimes I have to like reread things if I'm not paying attention fully.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I really liked it. I wouldn't say that changed my life, but I did really like that book.
Yeah. I read. I'm trying to think of like self-help books.
You're like, oh my God, the summer
I turned pretty. I literally I don't remember if I've talked about this on the podcast, but I read the first 2 books. I stopped the third one.
Talked about this.
Yeah, halfway because it's not going the way I would like it to.
I know.
So
I talked to Melissa and I asked her, "Who are you on? Team are you on?" And she
said Conrad.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't need to hear anything.
Poor choice. But anyways, I would say one of the books I read when I was like a kid was the book Tiger Eyes.
With Judy Blume. I love that book.
Yeah, and it's a great book, but it's stuck with me forever, and I don't know if it's just because it was that moving or if because it was kind of heavy. Like there was some heavy parts in it.
Yeah.
So, and it's I believe a true story if I remember correctly.
I don't think it is.
Then I'm a liar. Never mind. Cut that part out. Where I said I think it's a true story, but I can't remember if it is.
I wish.
I'm like 50 Shades of Grey. Just kidding. That's not true. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I read that book and some of it is cringe down because it is very like, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you. But there are lots of parts in it that are really good. Like there's some really useful bits in that book. It's like actually a really great book. It's just some parts of it are chuggy, but you know.
To be expected.
To be expected once again. But I really did like that book and it was very helpful.
I'm trying to think of another book that changed my life.
I don't know about changed my life, but other than the Brene Brown books, I read both of them. So they were both so transformative for me. And Michelle Obama's book.
So this is from Abby. She said, Jason, were there any childhood signs that you were gay? I have so many, like being obsessed with my girl teachers and my friends' moms and secretly looking up girls kissing on YouTube. It shouldn't have been a surprise to anyone in my life. I mean, we talked about like Lemonade Mouth. I think that was the biggest one.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know that I had any other.
No, there was nothing at all. And
maybe I did have like a really big friend breakup in high school that looking back was super gay.
Yeah, that's fair. But I think like growing up, no. Like Dason was arguably more heterosexual than me, front facing. You know what I'm saying? Like I never liked boys. I never had crushes. I was wildly irritated with men all the fucking time from the beginning.
And mine was like being afraid of men.
Yeah, Dason was just afraid of them, but she always had crush. She had a crush every other fucking month. Like it was a new one every single time.
Yeah.
And that's why it was so shocking to me when she came out to me. And we talked about that a little bit, like
one of the episodes.
Yeah, we've talked about it too, like how I wish that I looking back, like that's one of the few regrets I have. I wish I was more accepting when she came out to me. And I wasn't like, ew, you're disgusting, but I wasn't nearly as accepting as I wish I was at the time. And I think it's because I felt like if I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like, how could that be the case if I didn't know? Because Dason was my best friend and still is.
Everybody's a little gay, guys. Everybody.
And that is very true.
Okay, this next one's from, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced her name, Adamary. And she said, what are your most bizarre food combinations that everyone looks at you like you're weird? Mine is mozzarella sticks and a milkshake, as in I'll take some on a spoon, put it on a cheese stick. That doesn't sound that bad.
No, it doesn't. It kind of reminds me of like fries and a Frosty kind of thing, or an ice cream. Mine is hot Cheetos and carrots.
Yeah.
And I've been eating that since fucking 5th grade, bitch.
Sicko.
And I think it's just on accident. I ate like one and then the other, and turns out they're fire flames, and they go so well together.
I don't think I have a weird food combo.
No, that's my weird food combo.
Yeah.
And that combo is not going to hit like the Brookies. I talked about the Brookies. Hold on. If Oreo or Nabisco sees this, I am spreading the gospel with those fucking cookies. I have sold so many of those fucking cookies.
Your whole story has been that.
It's just Brookies.
Yeah.
And you know what? Every single one of you has been like, these are fucking fire. And listen, do I want to hear any slander about my hot Cheetos and carrots? No. But if you try it and it's trash, I don't want to fucking hear it. I always get baby carrots and then I eat hot Cheetos with them. And they are so good. When I'm like PMSing or on my period and I really crave like hot Cheetos, my mouth is literally watering.
Ew.
When I crave hot Cheetos, I'll literally order carrots. I'll like Instacart them to my house and I'll eat them. Just one bag of baby carrots from Instacart. Funny. So that's my weird food combo. Jason doesn't really eat weird food combos, I don't think.
No, because I'm not a freak.
Fucking freak.
Okay, we'll end on this one. Ready?
Okay.
This one's from Emma, and she said, when you were in college, did you ever get lonely? I'm in my freshman year of college, and I miss my sister so much. Our relationship is just like yours, especially when my roommate is away and I'm by myself. Let me tell you something about me. About me when I went to... First of all, I'm living by myself right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm a freshman in college again. It's a lot. I live literally like 2 seconds from my parents. There's no reason to feel like that. But when I went to college, because I'm the oldest, I was absolutely devastated. And I remember the day we left, I told my mom, what if I just didn't go anymore? And I just stayed here and went to community college. And she said, get in the car, we're going. Because I, just as close as I am to Drew, honestly, I think us going to different colleges even made us closer than before, and we've always been really close.
For sure.
Especially with my little brother and my parents.
Dason was someone who had to be pushed out of the nest because she's just a big homebody, and she's so close. We're all so close. Like, my family is like, we're all ridiculously close. So like
the first like 2 weeks when I lived in, well, first of all, my mom bought me like a bunch of groceries, like Nutella and stuff to make like sandwiches and saimingi and whatever. Yeah. And I, instead of using my like residence hall like food points, I just ate those every day. So like I had like 2,000 points by like the end of the month because I didn't eat out in the halls with everyone.
She didn't want to leave her room.
Yeah, and then I told my mom. And
saimingi is cup of noodle, by the way. Oh, yeah. That's noodles in someone.
But she got mad at me because she said, we're paying for the points. And I was like, okay, sorry.
We'll go make friends is what she was trying to tell
and then
her.
I called my mom every day. I'd get out of class. And then by like day 3, she's like, hey, you need to go like make friends and leave your room. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then I wouldn't. I would sit in my room and watch Grey's Anatomy. But I was very lonely.
Yeah. Me? Not so much.
No. Drew made friends like almost immediately.
Yeah. I was someone who was really lucky to my freshman year roommate. We stayed friends all throughout college.
Yeah, and my freshman year roommate, she was a sophomore, and her boyfriend lived off campus, so she was never in the room. So I was always in the room by myself.
You know what's so funny is my freshman year roommate, she left halfway through the semester, and then she came back randomly. She is an Aries. She's the most unique like when I describe her to people, I'm like, you gotta meet her. Like it's like when I describe her, it sounds like one of those like overly tan white dudes that like is always at the beach like recycling. You know what I'm saying? She sounds like that guy. Yeah. Like if I describe her,
she's such a sweetie.
But she's the fucking best. Like she's just one of the best people in the world. But anyways, I got really lucky with her because she was my freshman year roommate, and she had already made a bunch of friends, and I'll never forget this either. And if this fucking bitch sees this, I hope she does. But I remember, like, I was so excited to go to college. I thrive in environments where nobody knows me. I, like, find that so exciting. So I was so excited to live in Hawaii and go to school. And I really loved my roommate. But, like, I didn't really see her because, like, they have this whole week of welcome at University of Hawaii. And, like, they do all kinds of fun shit for freshmen and whatever. And I didn't do any of that because my family was still in Hawaii with me. So I literally just hung out with them the entire time. And my roommate did all the stuff by herself, and she just would tell me about it. And I remember we had this like big meeting that we had to go to. So we all went to like the Stan Sheriff Center, which is like where they play basketball and volleyball. And we all had to go sit in there. And then they were giving a presentation on the school and all this other shit. And I remember when I went to that fucking thing, I was like, okay, I'm going to make some friends because I hadn't hung out with my roommate at all. And so I remember walking down there and this girl told me she was from Oregon. And I was like, oh, cool. Like my sister lives in Oregon. And she's like, oh, where? I'm like, Eugene. She goes, oh, she go to the U of O. And like, we were like vibing, right? I'm like, okay, cool. White girl, right? And so we go to the center. She runs into someone that she knows from high school, fucking ditches me immediately. She didn't even say bye. Like,
that happened to me at my student orientation too.
She literally was like, let's sit together. I'm like, okay, cool. And then
I'm gonna tell my story at the end too. It's really funny. Go ahead.
And then she fucking ditched me. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was like, okay, bitch, fine, right? And I was like, oh, fuck you then. And then I remember I sat down like just next to random people. And I was looking over the sea of people, and I had never seen more white people in my fucking life, bro. Like, I was like, this looks like...
Was it convocation? That's what they usually call that big event when they welcome everyone.
I don't remember what it was called. With, like,
the president of your school and everything?
Yeah, and there was, like, the cheerleaders were there, and it was, like, a whole thing. But, like, I was looking over that crowd, and I was like, what the fuck? When I was looking, it looked like fucking Newport Beach in that bitch. I was like... Oh my God, okay, fucking Laguna. What the fuck, dude? So then I remember being like, dude, and I left and I was so bummed. And then my roommate called me and she goes, hey, want to go get dinner? I was like, yeah, sure. She goes, okay, I'm kind of short, so I'm going to have to stand on something for you to find me. And I go, okay.
Where you could describe where you are. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm like, you don't have to stand on anything, dude. Like, you just tell me where you're at. She goes, no, it's cool. It's cool. I climbed on a rock. I'm all, okay. And then I go and I look. This bitch is standing on the biggest rock. I'm not even kidding. Like, everyone's heads were here. She was like this high up. So I couldn't miss her even if I wanted to. She had all the free shit on. Free hat, free sunglasses, free flip-flops.
Lanyard.
The lanyard, the backpack, the little drawstring, a neon green fucking tank top, shorts, and then she had an ace bandage on her ankle. And she was like, Drew. Oh my God. And then she climbed off that rock and almost hurt her ankle again. And she goes, yeah, I heard it because I was drunk jumping on a trampoline with 5 dudes.
Okay.
Nick from New Girl is what she reminds me of.
Yeah.
Those were her vibes. And so then we went to dinner and we were friends ever since.
Didn't she always say that she was Leslie Knope? And
yeah, she got real mad when we said that she was
Andy.
She was Andy, yeah. She got so mad. She goes, I'm literally so positive all the time. You guys don't think I'm Leslie? That's what she told her. She got so mad she left my house. That's not a joke. Her and like my other friends, we were all talking about it, and they said I was Aziz Ansari's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, Tom, that's his name. I'm like, oh, that's fair. And then she was like, and then what's his name?
Andy.
We were like, Andy. And then she was like, what? So offended. Got up, left the house. She didn't talk to us for like a day.
I think I'm either Retta. I forget her name. Donna in the show.
Donna, yeah.
I think I'm either Donna or April. Even though I don't think I'm really April, but Donnie thinks I am.
Now that I'm older, I feel like I'm, what's his name? Ron. Not Ron.
Yeah,
no.
Ron Swanson.
Yeah, Ron. Now that I'm older, I think I'm him.
No, I think you're Ben.
That's fucked up. That's a fucked up thing to say.
I'm just kidding.
Anyways,
get up and leave.
I will say this though, I did get lonely at sometimes. I wouldn't say lonely, I just got homesick, and I think that's what you're feeling.
But you're so lucky. Like, we didn't back in my day, we didn't have FaceTime. We didn't. I'd have to Skype her or call her.
Or Uvu.
Yeah.
Remember Uvu? Yeah, we had to get real creative, but I don't think I mean, yeah, you could be lonely, but I think most of it's just being homesick. I think that's normal.
Well, in your freshman year, this is your first time living on your own. There's like a million
and you're like
things happening
like
too.
An adult, like a pseudo adult.
Yeah, you have to like. I saw Victoria Paris talking about it. She's like, you have to take care of your own nutrition, your schedule. Like
the way that like, oh my God, when I was a senior in college, I moved off campus for the first time.
Yeah, it's way different.
And then when I moved into my house, I was like, there's no shower curtain. Like that's like shit like that. Like you have to buy it.
That. So what do you mean there's no bathroom mats?
Yeah, you have to buy the curtain and the rings. Those are separate from the fucking curtain. Like curtains for the room.
And then I'm telling her, don't forget the liner, the shower curtain liner.
Otherwise, there's water. Like the shit that you have to. It's like shit I never even, because it was just in my house. Where do you get it? the house. That was my like reasoning in my fucking head.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a real adult yet. But like,
Yeah.
I think the key to getting past that is, well, one, to talk to your family as much as you can.
I would build a really good schedule where you get up every day at the same time and do the same type of thing.
Get outside.
Yeah.
Get outside. Go in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And then like immerse yourself in the community at your school. Like there's so many clubs and activities. Yeah. There's free shit to go to all the time on college campuses. Like I had the most fucking fun in college. Like college, if I could redo anything, it would be college. I wouldn't want to, but like if I had to, I'd rather do that than high school. Some people are like, I'd rather go back to fuck high school.
No.
College is way better.
Yeah.
And like you really come into your own as an adult. So that's why I love recommending college. I love hearing that people are in college. It's just so fun. Like you just have the best time ever.
Oh, my funny story about my orientation was that I met my roommate like at like 11 p.m. the day before it started.
Yeah.
And this was just for the orientation. We didn't end up living together.
Yeah.
And while we're talking, she's changing and she takes off her, like I'm not looking at her because I'm looking at my phone. She's like, you know what I mean? And I look at her, she's completely topless, no bra.
Titties out.
And yes, she was white. And I was like, oh, okay. And she said, tomorrow morning, let's get up early together and go get coffee. And I was like, okay.
That's not even the funny part of the story. No. Her titties being out. No.
So then I got up and showered. I was probably in there for like 35 minutes. And I was so nervous. You would have thought I was giving a presentation of sorts because I was so nervous.
Jason was always so nervous.
My mom literally didn't tell me we were going to my college orientation until the day before.
Yeah, because she knew she would chicken out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, and so I go shower and I come back, left me. Just ditched me.
That makes me sad.
I was so upset that I called my mom like on the verge of tears. I'm already having like a really bad nerve-wracking day, and she's like, come downstairs, I bought you coffee and a breakfast sandwich. And I saw her and I immediately started crying, and she was like, why are you crying? Drink this stuff here. And I'm like, I don't know, it's just like, how am I gonna make friends? She's like, oh my god, the first person you met doesn't want to be your friend, you're doomed. She's
you and me both, bitch.
And I was so mad at that girl that night I packed up all my stuff and went to go sleep in the dorm that my parents were staying in. It was way more fun in there. I slept on a bunk bed with my dad on the bottom bunk. And he helped me put the mattress on the ground because it was hot. Anyways, that was me my freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I joined rugby. That's how. No, maybe join rugby. Maybe you'll find out you're gay.
I literally befriended my roommate, and then she introduced me to my other friends who were my friends all throughout college. I met one of my friends though through our best friend Kaylani from high school. Mm-hmm. Her cousin was roommates with my friend Sarah.
Oh,
which is such a weirdly small world, but like that's how I met Sarah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like that's one of my besties from college. So yeah, like I would say to stay busy, right? Like Jason said, do your schedule and then immerse yourself in community life. Yeah. Like just put yourself out there. Like you'll find someone. You may have someone with their titties out that ditches you, but then look, her loss, you know what I mean? But yeah. Like that's a rite of passage, is to like have the first person blow you off, and then like you find your real friends, I think. So I mean, just like stay busy and like stay hopeful, mm-hmm. and then talk to your family as much as you want, as much as you miss them or whatever. Yeah. Talk to them, text them, whatever. You can stay in contact way easier than you could when we were in college. Yeah. But yeah, that's my advice to you. But it's very normal to feel lonely or to feel homesick.
All right, friends, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Two Idiot Girls. We hope you enjoyed it. Yes. You can listen and stream all of the audio versions everywhere you can listen to podcasts, and you can watch the video version on our YouTube channel. So for next week's theme, this was sent to us. One of you suggested this. I don't remember who, but we want to hear what your pet peeves are. Yeah. Do you want to explain to them the difference between a pet peeve and an ick?
An ick is like something that turns you off from dating somebody. Okay. So it's like cringy.
So they can kind of be the same thing. So like,
yeah, they can be one and the same, but I feel like pet peeves are more across the board. Like you wouldn't, like, for example, I wouldn't say that something my brother did was an ick. I'd be like, that's a pet peeve of mine, because obviously, right? But like if Billy did something that was an ick, that makes sense to me. Yeah. That's how I distinguish the two of them. Sure. Because I know we've done icks. Yeah. But like pet peeves are something that goes across the board. Like my grandpa could do something that would be a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, like we talked about the sneezing multiple times.
The sneezing thing, yeah, that's a pet that makes. Here's another thing. it makes me angry.
Yeah, pet peeves make you mad.
Yeah, icks cringe you out. Like
Yeah.
they make you go like, I hate it. And that's
kind
it.
of make you mad, but they more so disgust you.
But they don't enrage you.
Sure.
Like I associate pet peeves with enraging me. Icks just make me go, ugh. And then that's it. Like a shudder
You're
down
kind
my
of
spine.
sick to your stomach. Yeah.
Yeah. But like a pet peeve makes me angry.
Yeah.
Or like irritates me to the point where I could get angry very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I would distinguish the two.
Okay. So look out for that Google link, friends. It'll be on our Instagram.
Yes.
But other than that, we hope you have a great week and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.